Hello Warriors, my name is Kurtis Schwartz and this is The Sword Streaming. While we are only a few days into April, it's been a busy month so far at WLC. Last Friday, the contemporary Christian rock band Casting Crowns held a concert in the Rex, along with special guests We Are Messengers and Jonathan Traylor. The concert was sold out, and many students, alumni, and others from around the area were in attendance to see the Grammy Award-winning band. The Fine Arts Department at WLC is wrapping up its season with their production of the comedy Barefoot in the Park by Neil Simon. The story follows newlyweds Paul and Corey Bratter as they attempt to settle into their new lives as a married couple. While the two are nearly complete opposites, they try to make things work out, even when Corey's mother and their neighbor Velasco get involved. Here to talk more about this show in her last WLC theater production is senior Abby Bloomquist, who plays Corey Bratter in the show. Take it away.
Hi, I'm here in the Robbie Theater on the set of Barefoot in the Park. I'm here with Abigail Bloomquist. So tell us a little bit about your character.
Yeah, so I am playing Corey Bratter, who is the wife to Paul Bratter, and they are newlyweds. They've been married for 6 days when the play begins, and Corey is very much, she's a little neurotic, a little impulsive, but she feels things in the extreme. She has very big emotions, and sometimes that can be a great thing because she's really in love and she just wants to show how much that she loves her husband. And other times she's really upset and she does not know how to hide it well. So I think definitely my favorite thing about her is how she lives in those extremes, but she is also a very caring person as well. And I love how she changes from the beginning of the show to the end. She has a very, very distinct character arc of not really knowing how to make her husband happy, and then at the end kind of going to her mom for advice and asking her for advice on how to make him happy. So I think that is probably the most rewarding part about her.
And what is your favorite part of this show?
Ooh, that is really tough. That's a tough question. I would say I'm going to give 2 answers. Even though I love so much of the show and I think it's really fun, I think one of my favorite scenes is Act 2, Scene 2, when I stumble in with Velasco after we just had our night out on the town. And we've both had a couple of beverages called ouzous, but it's a Greek liquor. So that scene is just really fun and very silly to do, and it gets a lot of laughs. So I really enjoy that scene. I think, but also one of my other favorite scenes is when, towards the end of the show, when I'm having kind of a breakdown moment and I'm talking to my mom about, like, what should I do? I love him, but I don't know how to make him happy. And Brianna, who plays Ethel, my mother, gives this little monologue at the end, and I just kind of sit and listen. And it's just so easy for me to just like get really into the moment. Like, it really does bring tears to my eyes because I think it is such a beautiful story. And, you know, everybody wants to be loved and everybody wants to know how to love the people that they love. So I think learning that and knowing that in that moment is just, it's something I'm gonna hold close to my heart for a long time.
You're a senior. What advice would you give to those who are thinking about being a theater major or just participating in the theater program?
Obviously, I would tell them to do it. I didn't really start out in the theater program here. It was something that I kind of, I don't want to say stumbled upon, but I just wasn't very aware of it when I first came to WLC, and finding it has definitely been very life-changing. I think a lot of people are intimidated by, oh, I don't know how to act, like that's not really my thing. But there are a lot of other things within theater that people can be involved with, whether it's backstage or publicity. Like, there's just shop working. There's a lot of things that we do in the theater department here that a lot of people aren't aware of. But even if people aren't really interested in necessarily acting or being a part of this process, I would still encourage them to come and see the shows and support, because it really does mean the world to us when people come and see all the hard work that we put in and all the hours and the time that we give up. It really does mean a lot to us. So,
Thank you, and congrats on everything.
thank you so much.
Don't worry if you couldn't attend any of the 3 shows last weekend. The cast is back in action again tonight through Saturday at 7:30 p.m. in the Robbie Theater. Students can get tickets for free at the box office, or you can get tickets online at woc.edu for $12 each. The WOC sports teams have had a lot on their slate recently as well. The baseball team is on a bit of a losing streak, taking losses against Carroll, Dominican, and Concordia, Wisconsin in their most recent stretch of games. Senior shortstop Ryan Dominic has been a top contributor for the team so far, leading the team in hits, RBIs, home runs, and batting average. Junior Fabio Matani has also been a big factor on the mound with an ERA of .9 and 14 strikeouts in his 3 appearances since April 4th as a starting pitcher. The team faces Edgewood next Saturday in a doubleheader at 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. The softball team is also on a bit of a losing skid, only winning 1 out of their last 8 games. Sophomore infielder Lexi Martin has been the team's top player as of late, boasting an incredible batting average of .566 as of April 4th, and is leading the team in hits and RBIs. The Warriors are back in action on Saturday at home in a doubleheader against Edgewood. While the track and field team's most recent meet was postponed due to inclement weather, the Warriors were able to begin their outdoor season in Hanover, Indiana 2 weekends ago. Bright spots included wins for sophomore Jordan Weissman in the 200-meter, sophomore Jacob Heffley in the 400-meter, sophomore Zeke McKeel in the 1500-meter, and the 4x400-meter relay for the men, as well as victories from junior Grace Whitey in the 100-meter hurdles, freshman Elizabeth Eilertson in the 200 meters, and freshman Alyssa Walker in the pole vault for the women. The team will compete again on Saturday in the Pioneer Open at Carroll University. The men's tennis team took a tough loss to Concordia, Wisconsin 2 weekends ago before sweeping both Concordia, Chicago, and Marion 9-0 this past weekend. Senior Evan Sadowski has won all 3 of his singles matches in conference at the number 1 position for the team thus far, and hopes to continue his streak as the Warriors face off against Lakeland on Saturday in Kohler. The women's team also has a match on Saturday against UW Stevens Point at home. The men's volleyball team finished out their season with a celebration of their seniors on senior night. Though the Warriors fell to Rockford, they took the program's second ever set victory and their first ever set victory at home. Senior Jordan Flett led the team with 8 kills in his final game with the Warriors. Moving on to Wisconsin sports, the Bucks clinched a playoff berth for the 6th straight year after a huge win in a grueling overtime battle with the Nets last week. All-star Giannis Antetokounmpo hit a clutch step-back three-pointer late in the 4th quarter to tie the game and set up the Bucks' win. The bucket also made him the Bucks' all-time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's previous mark of 14,211 points. The team is currently 3rd in the Eastern Conference as of April 4th and only has 3 more games before they attempt to become repeat champions in the playoffs. The Brewers begin their season against the division rival Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field today, with Cy Young Award winner Corbin Burns set to make his first ever opening day start for the Crew. The team will play a 4-game series against the Cubs, followed by a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles, before they finally have their home opener against the St. Louis Cardinals on the 14th of April. As always, we'd like to wrap up this edition of the Sword Streaming with a club highlight. This week, we're taking a closer look at the Yoga Club. I'm here with Samantha Wells, president of the Yoga Club. Samantha, can you tell us what the Yoga Club has to offer for WLC?
The Yoga Club offers weekly yoga sessions that are about 45 minutes long to unwind, relax, and to build some strength.
Cool, very nice. And where and when does the yoga club usually meet?
We meet every Wednesday at 8 p.m. in the Siebert Center.
Awesome. And is there anything you want to shout out for the yoga club? Any events that you had? Any events that are coming up?
Yeah, so we meet every Wednesday, but I'm hoping pretty soon I'll have the dates released to have a live instructor come, and I'm really looking forward to that, and it'll be a great event.
Cool. Thanks, Samantha. If you would like to have your club highlighted in the next episode, leave a comment below. That wraps up another episode of the Sword Streaming. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Kurtis Schwartz, and as always, God's blessings.